Hello, it's Kev here. Again, time for another video about OET writing. So, first things first, as always, disclaimer, fair use, non-profit, blah blah blah. Okay, just get that out of the way first. Because we're going to be using something from OET.com. I'm going to be taking a look at their guide to the criteria, specifically organization and layout, because the two letters we're going to have a look at here both have some issues with organization and layout. So you've got 6 criteria, right? So you've got what? Purpose, content, conciseness and clarity, genre, style, organization, layout, and language. And I've spoken about these on several occasions. But this is a new letter for me anyway. I mean, I haven't seen this particular one before. It's from that file that's going around, 50 writing sample, 50 case notes and writing samples. Yeah, probably a lot of you may have seen this. Now the problem is, as I explained in my previous videos about using official materials, because the level of detail that you get in stuff from OET.com is often far superior and more realistic to the actual test than some of the sometimes possibly not so good material that you can find for free on the internet. But you pays your money, or in your case you probably don't, and you takes your choice. So it's up to you what you do, how you do it. But anyway, we're going to have a look at this for today. So we see case notes. Let me get those out first and let's have a peek. Okay, so let's get to the case notes first. Okay, so as always, you go to the task at first. Scroll down. So you're writing a referral. So it tells you who to, audience and purpose, further treatment, Dr. Cooper. Okay, refer to Dr. Cooper, further analysis and treatment. That's the purpose. Okay, like I said, you go into your notes and you first think, right, audience and purpose. What does this doctor need? Now, these case notes, like I say, not so good. In the original ones, it tells you the job title of the doctor you're referring to. So it tells you if he's an oncologist or gastroenterologist or whatever. It doesn't tell you. Yeah, this is why, again, one reason why official materials are best. Because if you knew his job title, what you would do is you would go kind of through and think, right. What does the reader need? Okay, tick, 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 tick. Yeah, this is the content part. Have to include this. Okay, don't need this, don't need that. Possibly secondary, etc. Right? So you go through your notes, and that's how you decide what to include or not. And then what you're doing essentially, then you're telling a story. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at the sample that came with this one. Now, the first thing, again, as I've said before, you need to be very careful the samples that you get on the internet, because this one here, an elderly man, and he was born in 1979. Let's have a look. If he's elderly, I must be positively ancient then. As I was born in 66. So, an elderly man? I don't think so. So anyway, that's incorrect at first. But anyway, so you've got today's day, you've got the greeting, you should have the DOB here. So you put your RE, your DOB. Now, what does it say about grouping information? Okay, thematically. So you put the presenting complaint first. All right, let me see what it's got. This here. So, Right, so structuring your paragraphs, right? Is it a purpose paragraph? Is it a history paragraph? Is it a visit? If it's urgent, that's paragraph 2, etc. But yeah, this is a key thing which we'll be looking at when we take a look at the 2 samples that people posted in my Telegram group. Prepare OET. Link below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching in the group, you're already there. Anyway, so sentence containing the most important information, next most important, and so on. Okay, so just back to this one. So apart from that mistake there. Okay, so significant change in BP, couldn't breathe, headaches, anxiety. Okay, hypertension. Then you've got a bit of a history, medications. Then you've got this secondary stuff. He doesn't drink, but he kind of smokes. Okay, so that's just to give you some general idea of a logical order. Now, obviously, this, as I say, this sample is not particularly, it's not the best, but just to give you some general idea. So, main complaint, right? So you do your purpose. I'm writing to request your assessment and management of Mr Caprige, a 56-year-old man whose symptoms are suggestive of blah 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 blah. Okay, so something such as that, and then you put presenting complaint. Okay, now we'll take a look at these 2 examples here. Okay, so we've got RE line. Oh yeah, and the first thing, 154 words. Way too short, right? Because they only count the body. Because that is standard, and the closing is standard also. That's memorized, right? So they don't count that. So 154 words. Okay, so thanks for seeing Mr Caprige as a new patient. Right, was been suffering also for further. So that purpose doesn't really work. Now, I'm not going to talk about the criteria, every single one, because I'm just going to focus on the organization today. But as I mentioned in previous videos, your purpose, right? Thanks for seeing. Thanks. Bit informal. So if you're writing a letter, I'm writing to request, update, inform, discharge. Right? You need a variety, a repertoire, not the same phrases that you copy and paste off the internet. All right? So as a new patient, been suffering for further evaluation and management. Okay, could be better. Now, right, so because we don't know the title of a doctor, presumably something to do with hypertension or blood pressure, so I don't really know what you would call that, but still, right, order of importance, to go back to the criteria. Let's get this back on. Right. So, is the most important information that you want me to know about this patient that he is married and he's got a wife and kids? Is that the most important information? So, like it says, right, order of importance. Your paragraphs, purpose first, history if required. If it's urgent, that's paragraph 2. If it's chronological, history, visit. If it's a theme, if it's urgent, that's paragraph 2. So, organization of your paragraphs, but as here, the sentences in the paragraph, the most important information for that paragraph comes first. So, I'm some kind of a doctor, presumably dealing in, I don't know, heart problems, I don't know what you would call that. So I'm thinking about, okay, hypertension, blood pressure. Is the first thing you want me to know his marital status? And the answer is obviously no. Okay? So, let's go back, right? So that's the key thing that I wanted to mention here. So, which one was it? Was it, hang on now, because we've got two here, hang on, it was this one here. Right, a married man, and he lives with his wife and son. Well, good for him. Congratulations to Mr Caprige. But is that the most important information? So, most important information for me is this. Hypertension. Right? This, I don't need this at all. Not really. The smoker chewing tobacco, that needs to be farther down. Right? Or, actually, in terms of paragraphs, so if we take the changes off, so actually, right, put that, so that's better, right, just in terms of paragraphs. So Mr Caprige presented with complaints of shortness of breath, right, so we need a date. Is it today? Yeah, is it last week? So date, time reference first, right? Time reference. Today or last Tuesday, who cares, whatever, Mr Caprige, oh, kind of bright, presented with complaints of shortness of breath, severe headaches, anxiety. He also reported bleeding from the nose. 2 times, you mean twice in the last 3 days? Not since, twice in the last 3 days. On examination, his BP was high, categorized stage of hypertension, 4 times a day, but it's not helping him much, but is a more academic phrase, relatively ineffective. That's better. Okay, now, so that's better now, but now in terms of organization, is that the most important thing in the paragraph? Well, no. So has been suffering from hypertension. Since when? Type 2 diabetes. Since when? Since when? Depression and osteoarthritis. What's that got to do with me? Do I really need that? Maybe not, but you haven't told me anything. Been suffering from hypertension. Since when? How long? How long has he been a diabetic? Right? So you've got the order out of whack. You're not telling me all this vital information. And this stuff about he's got a wife and son and deep depression. Okay, in view of the above, it would be great. Great, yeah, it would be great, Doc. In view of the above, it would be greatly appreciated, that's better, if you could take Mr Caprige under your care, into your care. Further assessment, okay, nice. So there's quite a few things there, all right? Organisation, that's the main thing. The purpose, there's no, reference for dates, there's no times, So that's that particular one there. Take a look at this next one here. Now, this second one, again, too short, 153 words. It's too short. There's nothing here. Right, again, virtually identical. Thank you for seeing under your care. So you can either put someone under your care or place someone into your care. Thank you for seeing Mr Caprige suffering from hypertension. But thank you for seeing, you mean thank you for taking into your care. So this purpose is totally ineffective, ineffective. Thank you for seeing for what? So, right, so it's either, so thank you for seeing or thank you for take. So if we're not going to change the rest of it, so you take someone into your care, right? Thank you for taking Mr. Marcos, comma, extension, into your care for further assessment and treatment. Okay, now, again, that's the most important information that you want me to read first. He smokes as well as chews, past medical history, since when? Again, the same thing. You've got the meds, we're not able to control. Today he presented, so that should probably be paragraph 2. So let's move that around. So that should be paragraph 2. Today, Mr Caprige presented with the complaints of dyspnea, blah 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 blah, headache, anxiety, twice in the last 2 days. 2 episodes occurred, or twice? You mean 2 episodes or nosebleeds that occurred kind of twice? So how can it be 2 episodes of nosebleeds that occurred or twice? So what? So each time he had 2? Or was it, along with 2 episodes of nosebleeds in the past 3 days. BP, okay, his wife and son. Good for him. He's a family man. Well, what's that got to do with me? Important information. He smokes as well as chews tobacco. Is that the most important thing in that paragraph? I think not. Past medical history. Again, when. So, a lot of this, like I say, comes back to using, not to mince words, crap case notes. If you get used to writing with this kind of shite, you're not going to do well in the examination. Yeah? These are essentially crap. Don't use them. Use proper stuff. Right? OET.com official materials, or get stuff from Benchmark, E2, whoever. But this doesn't tell you anything. Anyway, so I hope that gives you some ideas. So as for those 2, they're too short. A lot of that's not your fault, because those case notes are kind of crap. But they're too short. There's lots of information that's not there. But organization, right? It's going to make sense. Like it says here, right? Most important information comes first, then the second, and so on. Yeah? Even if you've got all the information the reader needs, but not in that order, then you're not going to get a good score for organization, are you? Yeah? So like it says here, you can find this. This is on OET.com. You can find it there. They've got all these stuff. They've got a blog, which I took this kind of from, So anyway, you can read this. You can find it for yourself. Most important information first. Okay? Paragraphs and sentences within a paragraph. Right, I'll leave that there for the time being. Hope that helps. It's a bit of a long video, but I hope it gives you some ideas. Okay, I'll see you next time. Check out links below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, etc. I'll see you later.